From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with the 19th edition of Songbirds and Troubadours presented by the ETX ROCKS Show. And guys, we have a treat for y'all this week where we feature the songwriter, one of the most unheralded arms of the music industry, in my humble opinion. And we are huge fans of the songwriter here on the show. And we have two really good ones for y'all this week. We have Wayne Nichols and Lee Mathis. And I think you guys are also half of the Nickel and Dimers, right? Or two-thirds of the Nickel and Dimers. Alan, tell the folks out there where you're from and also a little bit about your musical journey so far.
Well, I'm from Longview, and you know, I play country hillbilly music mixed with some rock and roll. I don't really try to stay with any genre too much, you know. I just do it however it comes out.
I think you're being humble.
You know?
He's created some genres by himself, like doomgrass and cowpunk and all of this other stuff I'd never heard before I met Wayne Nichols, man. It's cool what he does, and I'm stoked to show you guys Wayne tonight. And you might recognize him. His brother was on the show not too long ago, Brandon Nichols, also a very good friend of ours. And we're super stoked to have Alan here as a last-minute replacement because Clint Alford was supposed to be here, but he hurt his hand last night at a gig, his chord strumming hand. And so last minute he had to opt out. But he'll be on the show later on in the year. We're looking forward to that. But because of Alan, we're able to put this show out this week, and we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
man.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Glad I could be here.
And Lee Mathis. Lee Mathis is no stranger to ETX ROCKS programming. Alan's been on many times as well. Just very close friends of ours. Lee, tell the folks where you're from and a little bit about your musical journey as well.
Well, I'm from Henderson, and the thing we always say about our band is that I'm a country singer that's actually backed by a rock and roll band. Every guy in my band, there's not a single country player in that band. And so when you actually come hear us live, you're hearing full-on distortion and overdrive, but then you're going to hear the lyrics of Waylon or something, you know, to that effect.
So true.
Yeah. And but it's such a good mix, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. In fact, we do a lot of rock songs too, so we're not just we don't just do, you know, cover country songs and things like that.
And even the covers have the Lee Mathis stamp on them too. They're definitely very original to you, I think. And just to give folks out there a little bit more knowledge about these guys, Alan fronts a band called the Outbound Train, and it's Lee Mathis and the Brutally Handsome. One of the best band names I've ever heard. Because it's somewhat true and somewhat not, right?
The brutally part.
Exactly. And so we're really excited to show you guys original music from these guys tonight. The way the show is going to work, as you might know, is each of these guys are going to play 5 of their original songs each in a song swap fashion back and forth. In the middle of the show, a little bit later on, these guys are going to have to ask each other questions, which is going to be interesting because they know each other pretty well already. So it might be music related, it might not. You're going to have to tune in to find out. And then at the end of the show, we'll talk about promo and where folks can follow along with these guys. If you're a venue out there, we'll make sure that there's contact information so you can reach out to these guys to have them play at your venue or private party. You know, I know you guys like to party. So we'll definitely make sure you guys have that information at the end of the show. And without further ado, guys, it's the 19th episode of Songbirds and Troubadours. Wayne Nichols, Lee Mathis. Y'all don't go anywhere. Check it out.
All right, this song I wrote, it's on our album called The Hard Stuff, which you can find on iTunes, Amazon Music, and of course you can get it on leemathis.com too. But this song's called Nice and Slow, and I wrote this song one day. No one probably wants to hear this, but I wrote this song actually as I was driving down the road, which you probably shouldn't do, I hear. But it was safe, I think. Anyway, but wrote this song, and as soon as I wrote it, I called my guitar player, Philip Griffith, and said, dude, I'm scared. He's like, I just wrote a song, and I'm scared that it's going to be a pop song. I don't want it to be a pop song. Please do not let this be a pop country song. And he's like, no, when you do it with your voice, and we'll make sure it doesn't come out like that. And so, and I think we did a pretty good job of it not coming off too pop. So anyway, it's called Nice and Slow.
Baby, I think it's time we talk it over. I walk the line, but I get your cold shoulder. Can you tell me how did we grow apart? Is it too late now to make a brand new start? I'm devoted, crazy for you, and you know that my word is true. Girl, we should be hugging, yeah, we should be loving, like we did so long ago. Girl, we should be kissing, instead you got me missing. Sweetest smile I've ever known. Draw the shade and come back to bed. I'll hold you close and we'll take it nice and slow. Hey, do you remember first time that we met, that night in late December? I never will forget that little black dress. We danced all night long, I really must confess. You had it going on, I'm devoted and crazy for you. Tell me you feel the same way too. Girl, we should be hugging, yeah, we should be loving, like we did so long ago. Girl, we should be kissing, instead you got me missing. The sweetest smile I've ever known. Draw the shade and come back to bed. I'll hold you close and we'll take it nice and slow. I'm devoted and crazy for you. Tell me you feel the same way too. Girl, we should be hugging, yeah, we should be loving, like we did so long ago. Girl, we should be kissing, instead you got me missing. The sweetest smile I've ever known. Draw the shade and come back to bed. I'll hold you close and we'll take it nice and slow. Nice and slow. We'll take it nice and slow.
Yeah. Sounded great.
Thanks, man.
Well, this song I'm going to play, I wrote a couple of years ago. I've been playing it with the Outbound train, and it's called Ain't Been Found. Remember when I quit drinking again for a month? Well, I sure made you proud. I thought I was heading down a new road in this life. Somehow I got turned right back around. Now I'm back to smoking and drinking, raising hell, trying to keep from thinking about all things in life that really get me down. But I know there's gotta be a better way for me to get through this. Just ain't been found. I know that you love me, girl, to put up with my shit. I know I've done some things to you that would make most women quit. But you stuck right by my side through all the thick and thin. Still don't know why an angel like you won't live this life of sin. Watching me fall, I'm smoking and drinking, raising hell, trying to keep from thinking about all the things in life that really get me down and out. I know there's gotta be a better way for me. Get through this, just ain't been found. Yeah, I know I'm hard to handle, baby. Thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, that's a good song, dude. I like that one.
Thank you, man. That's a nice guitar you got there.
Appreciate it. All sparkly and everything.
Man, I'm a sucker for Metal Flake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my bass boat guitar.
You need a Skeeter sticker.
Oh, yeah, I do.
That's what I was thinking. That matches one of my motorcycles.
Does it?
Yeah. Old White Lightning.
Oh, really? I've got one like this too that's white, that but it's 12 string, so impossible to keep in tune. Anyway, well, to stay with that theme, I've got one. This is actually the title cut off my album called "Break Out the Hard Stuff." If the beer ain't taking hold, don't forget the Cuervo Code. If your life is getting rough, break out the hard stuff. If your woman ain't around, but hope is in the lost and found. If the times are just too tough, break out the hard stuff. Pour a shot of Jim Beam, pour a shot of Patron. Hell, hand me the bottle, that skull and crossbone. Blackie Walker will do real nice. Well, I'll be high sure enough. I'm here to get tore up, break out the hard stuff. You know I've had a tough week. R&R is what I see. Need to find it fast. The boss has been on my ass. No beer is gonna do it. Believe it, hell, I'll shoot it. 90 proof ain't enough. Break out the hard stuff. Pour a shot of Jaeger. Yeah, that ought to do the trick. Or a glass of wild turkey, something with a little kick. I'll smoke one if you roll it, maybe just one little puff. I'm here to get tore down, break out the hard stuff. If beer ain't taking hold, don't forget Cuervo Gold. Your life is getting rough, break out the hard stuff. Your woman ain't around, well, hope is in the lost and found. The times are just too tough, break out the hard stuff. If times are just too tough, break out the hard stuff.
Yeah. Man, that's a good one.
Thanks, man.
You didn't say anything about Fireball in that song, though, I noticed.
God, I've almost drank myself out of that.
That'd be the rough stuff, not the hard stuff,
Yeah.
right?
That'd be the cheap stuff.
Well, I wasn't going to play this one today, but we're playing drinking songs. I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is a newer one. It's called Drunken Fool. Well, I'm a drunken fool, just a stumbling around, trying to forget about all the things that are bringing me down. But I'm slipping and sliding, I ain't gaining no ground. And before I get my fill, I think I might drown. 'Cause I'm a drunken fool, Lord knows it's true. Hell, I don't understand the things that I do. Liquor does me right till she does me wrong. I keep shooting them back till I'm blacked out, too far gone. I'm a drunken fool, so drunk and blue. You know I can't stand to have just a one or two. No, I keep on drinking till I can't no more. I'm a drunken fool, stumbling around searching for the door. Well, I'm a drunken fool, Lord knows it's true. Hell, I don't understand the things that I do. Liquor does me right till she does me wrong. I keep shooting them back till I'm blacked out, too far gone. I keep shooting them back till I'm blacked out, too far gone.
I like that one.
Thank you, man. We still doing drinking songs? Or we're gonna move
I
to
can't
another.
do, no, I can't. Well, I don't know. I can't do something about the rain after you just did that, so I'll have to hold that for a minute.
You can switch gears.
No, this next song actually is one that it's on the album, The Hard Stuff, and it was about a month before our CD release party, and we hadn't even sent it off to be pressed or anything like that. And I wanted there to be 12 songs on there, and we had 11. And we could have done 11, but I wanted to do 12, just make it an even dozen, and so people could really get their money's worth when they bought it. And so I came up with this song and wrote it in like literally a few minutes or whatever. We didn't even get a chance to put it together as a full band version. On the album, it's just basically an acoustic version, and then Philip put a little solo on it. But on our second album that we're going to be doing, we're going to do a full band version of it. But it's turned out to be one of my favorite songs. Actually, it's one of the funnest songs that we do, and our cohort, Mr. David Smith, actually does his own little version of this. And I'm so proud when he does that.
Yeah, man.
Because it's so fun to hear somebody do one of your songs and kind of put their own little twist on it, and not just do it exactly the way you did it. So, by the way, we miss you, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, this one's called Last Call Special.
I just came in here tonight, drown away the pain. A bottle of Tennessee's finest, get you off my brain. It's getting close to 2 now, feeling good and right. looking for that last call special, one taking your place tonight. It ain't love, it'll have to do. Oh yeah, she's a looker, hell she ain't you. Just a reminder of what I threw away. Serve up that last call special, chasing yesterday. Well, the heartache goes away. Enough wine, women, and song turns everything right. Helps me forget all that wrong. Speaking of which, one last shot, one last sad old tune, and then that last call special for checkout time at noon. It ain't love, it'll have to do. Oh yeah, she's a looker, hell she ain't you. Just a reminder of what I threw away. Serve up that last call special, chasing yesterday. Yeah, it ain't love, but it'll have to do. Oh yeah, she's a looker and a hooker, hell she ain't you. Hell, she just a reminder of what I threw away. Serve up that last call special, chasing yesterday. Serve up that last call special, chasing yesterday.
Yeah.
And yes,
man.
we did record the cha on that.
Yeah. What a great tune.
Thanks, man.
Well, you know, Lee, I want to ask you something kind of personal. How does it feel to be so damn old?
Man. Well, it feels bad, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
I
you know
ask
what?
you because you are, what, about 6 months older than me? I
Yeah,
think?
exactly. Yeah. That's a true story. Yeah. Now, you know, the funny thing about that is I really wish I would have got started in the whole music thing so much earlier than what I actually did. I waited so long. I've actually only been playing in front of people for maybe 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I used to have this ridiculous case of stage fright. And, I mean, actually you and there's David Smith and a lot of those guys actually helped me get over that just by yanking me into the whole scene and
Yeah, man.
and things like that. And so so I appreciate that more than you know.
Oh, yeah, man.
But I can still make it to the bathroom, so I'm all right.
No, but really, what I really wonder is, what's your songwriting process, man? Because you got a lot of killer songs,
Oh, thanks, dude.
you know, and how do you go about it?
Well, I'll tell you, I usually write most of them through my notes on my phone, but man, I've got so many, like 4 lines of songs on there where I just stopped. And actually, I would love, I've been trying to, you know, get together and collaborate. I'd love to collaborate with you on just see what we could both come up with together and things. But on just the ones I do by myself, I usually am the guy that writes the lyrics first.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have like a chord progression or a melody kind of in my head, then I'll do that. But my guitarist, Philip Griffith, helps me a lot with that. And some of the full band stuff that we've put together, some of the songs, each guy has literally, since obviously they're originals, they've come up with their own parts and their own signatures on it and stuff. So, you know, it's kind of a collaborative effort. But the funny thing is there's a lot of the songs that I do write, they are autobiographical or semi-autobiographical. Sometimes I have to change the name to protect the guilty.
Right.
But anyway, some of it's life experiences, and actually there's a couple songs that I can think of where it's actually more about friends' life experiences and stuff like that, and some of them are just total bullshit. So that's how we do it.
Yeah, I kind of write the same way. I start out with lyrics. I used to use the voice recorder on my phone until I lost my phone once, and I had a ton of started songs, because I might get a verse, I might get a few lines, and I'll get it in there and come back later and work with it. But I'll usually start with lyrics and a vocal line, and I'll sing the song, and then I'll just bring the guitar in and put the music with the vocal line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and it's funny, I've got so many songs that for my second album, and hopefully it'll have about 12 songs on it too. But I've actually probably got where we'll have to dwindle it down to 12 songs. I've probably got 20 or 30 or something that's actually completed songs that, and I'm going to let Philip look at some of the lyrics and go, yeah, let's try to do this, because on the Hard Stuff album, there's actually a song on there called "Walk Away" that I actually wrote back in 2002. I wrote all the lyrics to it, but it never had a melody. And Philip looked at the lyrics one day and came up with this bluesy chord progression. Next thing you know, it's on the album. It's literally that quick. It's on the album. And it's funny the way he did it. Literally the chords and the words just fell into place.
What a guy, Philip Griffith.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's funny. I was actually going to ask a question similar to that, but I can span off it a little bit. I want to tell a little sappy story real quick about you, if you don't mind. But
we'll see.
Yeah. When I was a few years ago, before I really started playing in a bunch of places around Longview and Tyler, I was talking to Philip and a couple of guys, and getting into some of these new places was just such a trick. You message and you call some of these places, and they just say, who am I at that point?
Yeah, it's
tough.
tough.
Yeah, they'd never heard of me or anything like that. And I just remember out of the blue, I literally had like 3 places that was on like a circuit for me, and I just wore those places out just playing them. And one day I got a message from you through Reverb Nation, or it might have just been through Facebook or something like that, and said, "Hey, we got a show coming up at Memphis. Would you be interested in opening for Outbound Train?" And it was the show where David Baxter and Flying Cornbread got back together for that one night, and that was. I had never met you, and I never met David or David Smith, and so you asked me if I wanted to do it, and hell yeah, I'll do it. And I showed up that day, and funny thing is, and we talked a little bit through email and text message and stuff like that, and I remember the day we met, we was like just gave each other a hug, first thing out of the bag. So I knew I had a friend right there, and then I met David Smith that day, David Baxter, Doghouse, Kevin Blaylock. Kevin was a little bit of I had to get used to him for a minute. I think the very first thing he said was his tagline. Y'all know what that is.
Well, what's funny about that is that the only way I knew about you was from Boston Chris posting a video. He posted a live video of you playing at Mojo's.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, man, who is this guy? This guy seems cool. He's over in Henderson. Let's get him in the mix.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about the ETX ROCKS Show connecting people.
Oh, God.
There's one example right there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known about you if it wasn't for his video.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So anyway, I showed up that night, and that was such a good night, and just an amazing night. And every one of those guys now are just good friends, and we've song swapped a bunch of times together. But I'm getting to a question here. The funny thing,
you can do all the talking. I don't mind.
Yeah. The funny thing about it is that all the music that I was raised up on, and Merle and Waylon and Hank Jr. and stuff like that. And of course, I was already into the new guys, Jamie Johnson and Cody Jinks and guys like that. And so me and Philip did our little acoustic set and everything, and the crowd was really responsive, which I was scared to death about. But everybody loved what we did, and then y'all got up there next and played, and y'all did some of y'all's originals, and y'all did a lot of the covers, some of the stuff I'd never heard before, because I just had never been introduced to it. Yeah. Wayne Hancock, Scott H. Byram, and all those guys, and then just the stuff. Y'all and the originals that y'all did, but yeah, I guess now I get to the cliche question and ask, who were that helped you define the Outbound Train sound, because it's so unique. There is a lot of country in it. And I mean, I've actually heard you when we went out to Georgia. You were trying. You did "Killing Time" by Clint Black.
Yeah,
and
I still play it once in a
yeah,
while.
and it sounded nothing like the Clint Black version. I loved it. I mean,
Thank
because
you, man.
you put your own twist on it. And it was so good. But who were a couple of your influences as far as how the Outbound Train kind of.
You already named two of my top influences,
Oh, wow.
and that would be Wayne the Train Hancock and Scott H. Byram. They're both from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Texas swing music, Bob Wills, that kind of stuff is a big influence on me. Also, one of my biggest influences would be Hank 3, Hank 3 is a huge influence on me. When I saw him and his band live, I think it was back in 2008 or so. It was just a mind-blowing experience for me.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, I'm influenced by all different styles of music,
Yeah.
but I like something with a raw edge.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I want something that's kind of simple and stripped down with a raw edge,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And my boys, they make it easy, man. Doghouse and Kevin, I bring the song to the table and they fall right in, and they just kill it, man. They have great attitudes, great energy.
Well, I know it takes a lot of guts just to get up there as a 3-piece. To where, I mean, when I get up there and play, I've got Philip and Phil that are both playing guitar. So I mean, they make up so much for me playing guitar and things like that. But when y'all get up there as a 3-piece, and I mean, when you play, of course you got Doghouse and Kevin back there, but I mean, your leads are very, very tasty that you do, and a lot of times your rhythm playing sounds so much like a train. It really does. And that little boom, 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 and I mean, it's just, I freaking love it, man.
Good old Johnny Cash.
I'm fanboying over here.
Well, I appreciate you, man. I also wanted to know how many other times you've worn the Panama Jack costume to play a show that you wore yesterday.
Hopefully. I had on a Disneyland hat yesterday.
You had a big straw Disneyland hat and a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah. Well, the year before that, I showed up wearing my vest and jeans, and it was 300 degrees outside, and so because I was dressed like I was fixing to play this big thing, and
we didn't know what to expect.
No, no. I do have my second question.
Okay.
Actually, this is hopefully somebody out there gets something out of it, and I know I'll get something out of it because we've played so much around here, and I love playing around here and all these venues. I've never been told I can't come back to one.
Right.
So we've got so
Good
many.
for you, man.
We've got so many great places that we play. But next year, we really want to start branching out. That way, when we do come back and play Memphis or come back and play Urban D's or some of these places, it's just going to mean that much more.
Yeah.
But when you start getting ready to do a tour out of town where you're going to be gone, because when you went to Florida and out to New Mexico and places like that, I mean, you've been gone like a month or two at a time.
Yeah, we've done some month-long tours, and we've got some coming up starting the end of July. We may be out on the road for 6 or 7 weeks at a time.
Yeah. But all right, so I mean, obviously you can't go very far south since we're already in Texas.
Right.
You could, but so how do you gauge whether you're going to go north, east, or west, and just kind of how you go through the process of figuring out where you're going to go and.
Well, I just look at a map and I decide where I want to go. Really, I want to start following the moderate weather. You know what I mean? I want to start doing that more. We haven't really toured up north. We've gone coast to coast, all through the South, as far north as, I guess, like Denver, and we haven't really gotten above that at all. But, man, I just kind of start picking a route, and start hitting up venues. It's an extremely frustrating thing. Oh, yeah. It's an extremely frustrating thing, booking. But it's starting to get easier. You start making those connections, and it's like once people see you and you've got a decent show, you're in, But to get people to actually listen to you and acknowledge that you exist until they've seen your show, it's really tough.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. This song is about screwing up a good relationship, I guess. And it's called, what do I call this one? Not Just Yet. Yeah, that's it. I don't know where to go. My heart's been broken, so I feel like I want to lay right down and die. Done my woman wrong, and then she said so long. I don't know how to keep myself from crying. Oh dear, I didn't mean to treat you so unkind. Well, I got lost just trying to escape my own mind. Had the finest gal a man could dream of. What I had to give was less than love. She was there for me through the good and the bad. Took her love for granted. I couldn't see just what we had. Oh dear, I didn't mean to treat you so unkind. I got lost just trying to escape my own mind. But now I see the light. I want to make things right. She says she forgives, can't forget. Oh, maybe someday she will, not just yet. Oh, maybe someday she will. Not just yet.
It's a good song, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. It was a terrible time.
Yeah. I hear you. Hey, one thing I like about the songs that you do is it's not just your standard chord progression that I hear on a lot of some of these songs I do. I mean, I was just trying to keep up with it. How would I solo over that if I had a chance to? And I just got lost because it was just so unique. But I liked it so much.
Thank you, man. That's what happens when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you're too stubborn to not do it.
Exactly. Well, if we're talking about screwing up a relationship, then I guess I can roll right into that with this one right here.
Figured you had something.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, this one's also on the hard stuff, and this was actually one of the songs on the album that I had a lot of people come up to me after they bought it and said that they really, out of all the songs on there, this was one of the ones that spoke to them the most, and kind of one of the sleeper songs on the album. But anyway, this one's called Make You Mine. Say we're better off apart. Maybe it broke my heart. Now that I'm on my own, all I can do is sit and think of all that I did wrong. Wish I could be strong, instead of being alone and missing you. Laid it out 1,000 times in my mind. I don't have the words to bring you back into my life. Whiskey ain't doing the trick. All it does is make me sick, 'cause I can't get my mind off you, everything that we went through.
Sorry it's come down to this. Wish I could have one more kiss. Wish I could turn back time. Once again make you mine. Hardest times alone and late at night, I can still feel you hold me tight. I wake up and you're still gone. Now I can't even cry myself back to sleep. Pain is just too deep. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It's 3 a.m. and I'm drunk again, missing you. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this pain I'm going through. Whiskey ain't doing the trick. All it does is make me sick. 'Cause I can't get my mind off you, everything that we went through. Sorry it's come down to this. Wish I could have one more kiss. Wish I could turn back time. Once again make you mine. Laid it out 1,000 times in my mind. I don't have the words to bring you back into my life. Whiskey ain't doing the trick. All it does is make me sick. 'Cause I can't get my mind off you, everything that we went through. Sorry it's come down to this. Wish I could have one more kiss. Wish I could turn back time. Wish I could turn back time. Whiskey ain't doing the trick. All it does is make me sick. Can't get my mind off you, everything that we went through. Sorry it's come down to this. Wish I could have one more kiss. Wish I could turn back time. Once again make you mine.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, bro.
All right. What are we going to do now? Tell you what, I got one that goes out to my band, the Outbound Train. I love those guys, man. I feel very fortunate to have those dudes, you know. And this is a song I wrote. We've been traveling around in our old Chevy van, you know, Charlie Vanson, and you know, having a lot of fun. So I wrote this song and I call it the Outbound Train. It goes out to those boys, old Doghouse and Kevin. Well, I was born to roam the highways on my home. Well, I'm sitting here right now, but blink your eyes and baby, I'll be gone. I ain't sticking around, 'cause I'm a rambling kind. You're like an outbound train, I'm always rolling on down the line. 'Cause I know there's something over the hill. If I don't see it, Lord, it might kill me. You know I gotta travel every highway in this land. 'Cause I'm a traveling man, playing in a hillbilly band. Well, you know it ain't easy, but we're doing the best we can. I was made to go, and I just can't stay. I like to have my fun and pack up and be on my way. Putting miles behind me, sucking down black coffee. And I'll ride that old white line till it starts to fade away. Lord, that'd be a sin, you know. I gotta travel every highway in this land, 'cause I'm a traveling man, playing in a hillbilly band. Well, you know it ain't easy, but we're doing the best we can. That old outbound train raising hell across this land.
Another good one.
Need a steel guitar, don't it? That's what I was thinking. Or maybe a fiddle.
Or a big upright bass.
Oh,
maybe.
man, yeah.
I bet he tears that up.
I know, man. I would have invited him out here, but sometimes he's too much of a party on Sunday, you know what I mean?
If Kevin would have showed up, they would have had to put wrote explicit on the.
Oh, yeah.
Please sign in to confirm your age. All right. Well, this song. I actually took this one to Philip when we recorded it. I actually had the words written and the melody to it, and then this one actually did see a little bit of radio play. And when I say a little bit, I mean very little, but it did see some radio play. So anyway, this one's called "Something About the Rain."
Oh, yeah.
I can see the clouds rolling in as the storm blowing through. Smell of rain in the air. Baby, I've got plans for me and you. I wanna lay your body close to mine and kiss away the pain as it drowns away our trouble. Something about the rain. I love the way you look in my t-shirt, boots and cut-off jeans. Without a doubt the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. Baby, let's get soaked in the moonlight, drive each other wild and insane as the thunder claps above us. Something about the rain. Baby, lose your inhibitions and love me all night long. I'll pull you in closer to me, sing you an old haggard song. You can be my good-hearted woman, just like old Wayland sang. Under the clouds and the moonlight, something about the rain. I don't need no fancy light, all I need is what I see when I stare into those bedroom eyes, staring back at me. Look at us, we're soaking wet, but I would not change a thing. Come on, darling, just one more dance. Something about the rain. Baby, lose your inhibitions, love me all night long. Pull you in closer to me, sing you a Conway Twitty song. Hello, darling. Be my good-hearted woman, just like old Wayland sang. Under the clouds and the moonlight, something about the rain. Baby, lose your inhibitions and love me all night long. I'll pull you in closer to me, sing you another good outbound train song. Be my good-hearted woman, like old Waylon and Willie sang, under the clouds and the moonlight. Something about the rain. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, something about that rain, I tell you what. Just makes you want to do bad things,
Yes,
doesn't it? Okay, yeah, this song, I guess it's just another song about being stubborn and doing whatever I want to do, pretty much. It's called End Up Crying. It's a warning. I know I'm crazy, you don't have to tell me. Hell, I've been this way all my life. If you're thinking about trying to change me, get in line, girl, 'cause some women have tried. But there ain't no changing my crazy ways. No, there ain't no turning around. There ain't no taming the wild side of me. I ain't never slowing down. So don't waste your time, girl, don't bother trying. 'Cause you might get your hopes up before you end up crying. Girl, I love your company, and I sure love that smile. That don't mean that I ain't bound to twist off once in a while. And I don't know why, though I've tried, I still can't understand what it is makes me be the man I am. But there ain't no changing my crazy ways. No, there ain't no turning around. There ain't no taming the wild side of me. I ain't never slowing down. So don't waste your time, girl, don't bother trying. 'Cause you might get your hopes up before you end up crying. Don't get your hopes up, girl, 'cause you'll end up crying. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I guess I'm going to do this other one here. We can use it or not. This song I actually wrote when I was 21 years old, which is 21 years ago, I reckon. And yeah, it's still a favorite, man. People seem to like it. It's called Damn. Well, I guess I was born a wild man, but this day I just can't understand what it is makes me be the man I am. Well, I know it's true, I ain't no good, always do what I never should. It's sad, you know, I just don't give a damn. Well, I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's my destiny, but I've known it all along. There's a fire deep inside, burns, Lord knows I've tried to put it out. It just grows. Hell, I'm a born outlaw, got a mean streak 9 miles long. Sometimes I think I'm rotten to the core. Well, I feel the time has come for something, I wish I knew just what. I don't think I can take much more of this dirty life, drug and nights, wasted days and lost fights. Such a sad life this is that I lead. Well, I follow my instincts and they carry me to the brink of self-destruction. I guess that's what I need.
I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's my destiny, but I'm knowing it all along. There's a fire deep inside, burns, Lord knows I've tried to put it out. It just grows, try to put it out, it just grows.
That was a little faster than it should have been.
All right, Boston Chris back again. You guys have been watching episode 19 of Songbirds and Troubadours. Once again, we're here with Alan Wayne Nichols from Longview, Texas, and Lee Mathis from Henderson, Texas, both local boys here to East Texas. And some excellent questions earlier in the show as well. You learned a little bit about their influences, their songwriting process, and how to get a tour outside of East Texas. I think that's really, really valuable information for you folks out there, especially you musicians that might feel like you're in a rotational rut. It's very easy to get into that rotational rut, meaning you're playing the same venues over and over and over and over again, and that can water down the product, I think. And sometimes you just have to get away from the area and play in front of some new folks. And I think it's also important that new folks from outside of the area also have the opportunity to play here.
Absolutely.
I think there needs to be almost like a revolving door and letting folks in, letting folks out. I don't think there's enough of that going on here in East Texas. It's almost like we're on an island out here sometimes.
We tried.
Hopefully that's changing a little bit. I know there's some venues out there that are open to out-of-towners a little bit more. And I've also noticed some of our East Texas folks are getting out to other areas of the country more frequently, which is always great to see. But I promised you guys we would learn more about how to follow these guys, so I'm going to ask them in alphabetical order. Alan, if folks are just hearing about you, where can they follow along with your projects and your music and stuff?
Well, I've got a little website. It's alanwaynenichols.simdiff.com. That's SIMDIF. I got that. I've got Facebook. I've got 5 free downloads on Reverb Nation.
Wow.
You just look up Alan Wayne Nichols. And Instagram, and I think that's about it.
And you also have the Outbound Train project, which is on Facebook. And
that's right. We've got the Outbound Train. I also play with Lulu and the Black Sheep.
He's the Black Sheep, by the way.
That's right. And yeah, man, that's where you can find my stuff. If you have any questions, you just find my information on there. My number's public. You can hit me up, and I'll help you out.
So you want to go to any of those areas there and contact Alan if you'd like to have him at your venue. As he just told everybody earlier in the show, they're always touring outside the state and within the state as well. So if you're a venue anywhere that wants to have Alan Wayne Nichols at your venue, you can go to the website, which is going to be linked in the description down below. Very easy, just click on it, and I'm sure there's probably a contact link on your page somewhere.
For sure, there's videos, there's songs, and contact, all that. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And Lee, same question, man. Where can folks follow along with you?
Well, I've got a website too, leemathis.com, and of course I'm on Facebook too. My music page is Facebook, Lee Mathis Solo, actually, or you can probably just go to Lee Mathis and the Brutally Handsome and pull that up. But I do a lot of solo acoustics, duo acoustics, and of course we've got a kick-ass full band that we do also. So yeah, you can go and you can find me on YouTube. You can actually find the album on YouTube too, or I'd rather you get it on iTunes though or something.
Yeah. And I can tell you also for your venues out there, Lee does a lot of support work too for some of the bigger artists in Texas. I know you have a show coming up with Stoney soon, right?
Yeah.
And I know you just opened for the legendary John Anderson out there at Red Rooster Ice House, right?
Oh, that was a great show.
Killed me. I couldn't be there, man.
Oh yeah. We've opened for John Anderson, Jason Boland, Billy Joe Shaver, Jackson Taylor. That was a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine. So yeah, it's the website is just leemathis.com.
Yeah, no spaces or hyphens or anything. leemathis.com and Lee Mathis Solo on Facebook is probably the most up to date.
Yeah, and we'll link that in the description down below too, so you can get easy access to both of these guys. Again, it's leemathis.com and it's Alan Wayne Nichols.
Simdiff.com.
And again, we'll have that in the description down below. If you're watching Songbirds and Troubadours for the first time, we definitely want to thank you guys for doing that, where we focus on the songwriter. Again, one of the most unheralded arms of the music industry. I don't think the songwriter gets enough love out there, so that's what we're trying to do, is show the songwriters a little bit more love. And it's a lot of fun having this show every single week. It's a little bit different than what you might find on YouTube, and that's what we're trying to do, is be unique. Definitely want to thank both of you guys for spending some time with us this week.
Thanks
for putting all this together, man.
No
We
problem,
appreciate all the
guys.
support.
And you can follow along with everything we have going on at ETX Rocks. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. That's going to help us in more ways than you can ever imagine. We're all self-funded here, which means we're extremely low budget. You can't see the lights, but they're from Walmart. That's all I have to say. But because of that, and we do depend on donations from y'all to stay on the air, so if you'd like to help us out financially, we've set up a donate link at www.paypal.me/ETXRocks, and I will take any money at all. Pesos, rupees, drachma, Polish zloty, Egyptian pounds.
Bitcoin?
No, Bitcoin doesn't fit in the Pepsi machines, man. I've tried that. I can hear the sound, but there's nothing in my hand. It's weird. So we tried Bitcoin once. It didn't work. And stop sending me Robert De Niro, too. That doesn't work either. Joe Pesci, that's okay. Yeah, he's okay.
He's a good fellow.
Yeah, not too bad. We've also just launched a brand new website in March of this year. It's www.etxrocks.show. And we have over 10,000 hours of content on that page, from live videos of music performances, acoustic settings like this. All of our live episodes are going to be on there as well. And we have our live event calendar on there. We do shows all across East Texas, at least one a month, sometimes as many as 3 a month. And if you're in the area and you want to see some of this kind of live, intimate performance kind of stuff, that's what we do out in the live venue. And our calendar is there on the webpage. So check that out as well. As we always say on this show, we always want to thank you guys out there for supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks!
That's right.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.